Shrotra kashayo sambandha sanyamat divyam shrotram Shrotra kashayo sambandha sanyamat divyam shrotram. Day 147. Shrotra kashayo sambandha sanyamat divyam shrotram. Sanyama, while hearing the space that connects all sounds, results in divine hearing. There's some beautiful takeaways from today's sutra, but first we might have to address the literal interpretation that you can simply listen to the silence between sounds and hear other people's thoughts. So if that's your interpretation of divine hearing, telepathy, then that's probably not the case. I say probably because it can't be ruled out in principle. But definitely in practice. So despite the ease with which you can convince people that telepathy exists, you can't actually demonstrate it in a controlled scientific experiment. If you think you can, let's do it. Otherwise, the divine hearing that could be pointed to here would be a way of perceiving shunyata, or emptiness, the space between sounds. It's just as important as the sound itself. In fact, the space between sounds could also be seen as the same space that is located right here, but has no definitive beginning or ending. So it's a pretty cool shift in perspective that can help us experience the finite with an appreciation for the infinite. When it comes to music, the silence between sounds is not just an accident, but rather it's a medium that gives the notes even more power. So as a musician, when I was first starting out, I just love the complexity. I'm guessing that also has something to do with my temperament and ADHD. Just more going on seems more exciting. But turns out that you can actually have too much activity going on in the song that makes a person anxious or upset. So the ability to become very quiet and increase the signal by reducing noise or just more silence is a skill. A friend tried to point that out to me when I was like 18, and I was not ready to hear it at that point. But in my PDF, I have a link to perhaps one of the greatest songs of all time. And what makes it great is not just the musicians who showed up to participate in it. All of them were incredibly gifted savants. But their use of silence is just unparalleled. So, last thing that I'll mention about the silence between sounds, or the empty space, is that that's another word for Krishna. Krishna literally means the moon as it wanes into total blackness, total darkness. So that which was distinct from the rest of all existence merges and becomes one with all existence. And that could be just a simple shift in perspective. We can see ourselves as separate from the rest of existence, space and time, and there's utility for that. It's our ordinary way of seeing things. It's a container that we often have to maintain and come back to. But the ability to step outside of that container and see beyond our ordinary sense of self is the very definition of samadhi, and an ability to give us perspective, not only for creativity and possibilities, but appreciation for what we have while it's here. What a strange gift existences. If you'd like to learn today's sutra, feel free to sing with me. Shrotra kashayo sambandha samyamat divyam shrotra. 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 Namaste.